Hey, it's those Utah sisters, and in this video, we are explaining the game Box Off. So, this is a game we play with our class, and it can be paired with a worksheet. We do recommend here at the bottom that you probably want to use a worksheet that is something like quick or something you don't have to check off every problem on. So, longer problems are not recommended for this game. This is really good as a review activity to start class or something like that. I'm a math teacher, and in my class, I do it for evaluating functions, which is something we always need practice in, but it can be done very quickly. So that's the recommendation I would have for this type of game. But things that you need this box off game, and you need one board for every 4 students. So this can get a little pricey. We did put a link here on Amazon. It leads you to this website. And as you can see, I bought them in 2022. But here's the link right here. They're about $15 a game. I used a grant to get these for my class, and they have held up since 2022 with no issues. So I've had them for quite a while. We played them a lot. They're just like wooden games. There might be cheaper versions. This is just the quick, like the first one I could find, obviously. But there you go. You need one of those for every student, and then each kid needs their own worksheet. Okay. You're going to divide the class into groups of 4 or smaller. Everybody needs to sit in like a circle or around their game board, the box off game board in the middle. Each person picks a color and they start with all their colored pegs down. So in this picture right here, they would all start like this, okay? They're going to complete a question of their assignment. As soon as they complete it, they're going to roll their 2 dice. When they roll the 2 dice, they can either add the dice together or they can subtract them. So for example, if I roll a 5 and a 3, 5 plus 3 is 8, or 5 minus 3 is 2. So my options are 2 or 8, and I will flip up either the 2 peg or the peg. Okay, so you're going to flip up one of the 2 peg. Then you're going to do another problem on your assignment and roll the dice again. This just continues and continues, and you're trying to get all of your pegs flipped up at the same time. There are a few things that you got to go over. Sometimes when you roll 2 dice, it can only amount to one number. For example, if I roll a 5 and a 6, 5 plus 6 is 11. That's not on the board. But 6 minus 5 is 1. So your only option is to flip up the 1. If you roll double sixes, those are wild. So double sixes can flip up any peg of your choosing. Again, the kids originally start by flipping the pegs up, but eventually you'll roll 2 numbers and both of the options are already flipped up. So for example, I don't know. Okay, this isn't a good example, but in this board here, there you go. You can see some of their options already flipped up. If I roll 2 dice, and let's say I roll a 3 and a 4, 3 plus 4 is 7, 4 minus 3 is 1, and my 1 and my 7 are both already flipped up, I must now flip one of those 2 numbers back down. I can't just skip that turn. I do have to flip a peg. So you will flip one of those numbers back down. And that's where it gets really fun and really intense. This continues with people flipping pegs up and down, hoping to eventually have them all up at the same time. Once somebody has all of them up, they are the winner. Sometimes the game can go really fast. To help get more practice in, I try switching tables. So I'll be like, okay, everybody that has yellow, move tables. And then we kind of like play King of the Court version or something like that. Again, use it with something that you don't need to check off every problem or with quicker paced problems. It's a really good like opener beginning of class activity because it gets the kids really excited, really energized, and it can also review skills very quickly. I did say gets very intense because it's one of my class's favorites. It's just super competitive. So if you don't want them to mix up tables because that just adds to the chaos, they can always just keep tally marks of how many wins they have on their papers. And there's the game. Again, it's called Box Off. If you give it a try in your classroom, be sure to tag us at those Utah sisters.